welcome back to another video. Sorry I haven't posted in like so long. I feel like I say that in every single video, but I've just been working a lot, and also I've been working on this Afghan, which has taken me like several years, but I've been like taking breaks, so yeah. But I'm just now able to post this video, so this will probably be part 1 of me just showing you how to make the granny square. So yeah, today this is what I'm going to show you how to make, and then I'll do a part 2 on how to connect the whole blanket together. So if you want to learn how to make it, then just keep watching. So what you will need is some yarn. These are the colors that I used, and I used the brand Yarn Bee. So I tried to show the colors there, and then you will also need some scissors and a crochet hook. I believe it's a size F crochet hook. I don't know, it's like a really old crochet hook from like years ago. It used to be my mom's, but now I'm using it. So anyways, to start the center of the daisy, you're just going to take your first color, yellow, and I just created a slip knot. And then I'm just going to create a chain of 5. And then once you've done that, you're just going to stick your hook into the very first chain and then pull up a loop and pull it through, and then pull it through again. And then you should have a little circle or a ring. And then you're just going to stick your hook through the center of the ring. And now we're just going to start by doing single crochets all around. So I just started by pulling up a loop and bringing it through, and you should have 2 loops on your hook. And then yarn over and pull it through both of the loops on your hook. And I did 12 of those, so that would be 12 single crochets around the whole ring. Once I got to the 8th one, I just cut off that tail end. I try to always like crochet it in as I'm going around the ring so that I don't have to tuck it in later. It's just optional, but yeah, I just cut it off so it didn't get in my way. And then once I got to the end, you just find the very first one that you made, and then just stick your hook into that first stitch and just yarn over and pull it through, and we're just gonna create a slip stitch. And then I always just chain 1 at the end just to secure it even more, and then you can just cut it off, and then you're finished with the center. So now you're just going to take your next color, white, and create a slip knot. And then I just set it aside after I do that. And then you can literally just stick your hook in any one of the stitches because we're just going to be going around. So I just stuck my hook in and then put my slip knot back on my hook. And then just pull it through, and we're going to chain 4 because that's going to be the height of a triple crochet. So to make a triple crochet, you're going to yarn over twice on your hook, and then stick your hook back into that same stitch, and then yarn over, and then pull it through, and then yarn over and pull it through the first 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull it through the next 2 loops, and then yarn over and then pull it through the final 2 loops on your hook. And I did that 2 more times so that you end up having 4 of them in 1 stitch. So once you've finished with your 4th one, you're just going to stretch that loop out big and then take your hook out and count to the top of the first one that you've made, the 4th one at the top, and then stick your hook in that stitch and then put it through the loop and then just slip stitch it through. And then chain 1 to secure it. And then once you have that, you have your first petal. So now I just continued going around the whole ring, and you're just going to repeat that process all the way around so that you have 12 petals. So once you finish doing all 12 petals, it should look like this. And now we're just going to connect the last one we made to the first one. So you're going to insert your hook to the very top of the first petal that we've made. And you're just going to slip stitch it through to connect them together. And then just chain 1 to secure it. And then you can just cut it off. So now that the daisy is done, we're gonna work on the actual granny square now. So I'm just gonna take my NYX color, I think this is the color Pale Aqua, and I just created a slip knot and then set it aside. And you can insert your hook in any one of the chain 1 spaces. Make sure it's the space between the petals. And we are going to be making half double crochets. So to do a half double crochet, you're going to chain 2, and then yarn over, and then insert your hook back through the space, and then pull up a loop and bring the yarn through all 3 loops on your hook. And I did that 1 more time so that there's 3 of them in one of the spaces. So we're going to be going from a circle into a square. So we're actually going to make 2 half double crochets in a row. So I just made another set of 3 in one of those spaces. So you're just going to yarn over, stick your hook into the next chain 1 space, pull up a loop and bring it through all 3 loops on your hook, and then do that 2 more times. So then you have another set of 3 half double crochets. So now we're going to move on to our corner, and this time we're just going to be doing a double crochet. So to do that, you're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, and then yarn over, bring it through the first 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and bring it through the next 2 loops on your hook. And we're going to be doing 3 of those, so make 2 more double crochets, bring it through the first 2 loops on your hook, and then bring it through the next 2 loops on your hook. I know it's kind of confusing, but it's easy once you get the hang of it. So once we've made 3 double crochets, you're going to chain 2 and then yarn over and make 3 more double crochets. So it's going to be the same way for every corner. So there should actually be 3 double crochets, a chain 2, and then 3 more double crochets in that same chain 1 space. So then you're going to go to the next chain 1 space and you're going to repeat the same pattern by making 3 half double crochets, and then in the next space another 3 half double crochets, and then another corner. So it's always going to be 2 half double crochets and then a corner. So that's how you go from a circle into a square. So once you've finished all the way around, now we're just going to connect it together by slip stitching it. And then we're actually just going to skip the next one and slip stitch it into the one after it. And then you're going to slip stitch into the next chain 1 space. And from here, then we're going to chain 3, because now we're going to do the next layer and make it into an actual granny square. So we're going to chain 3 because that's the height of a double crochet, and we're going to do 3 double crochets into this chain 1 space. So we're just repeating that process by yarning over and then pulling up a loop, and then yarn over, go through the first 2, yarn over, go through the next 2 on your hook. And then for this layer, you always want to chain 1 before going into the next chain 1 space. And instead of doing the half double crochets, now we're just going to be doing all double crochets. So the pattern for this round, I believe it's 3 sets of double crochets and then a corner. And the corner is going to be the same way as last time. It's going to be 3 sets of double crochets, then chain 2, and then another 3 set of double crochets. And then I always just chain 1 before going into the next space. So once you finish that row, now we're just going to connect it together by doing another slip stitch. And then I'm just going to chain one and then cut it off because I'm switching colors now. So for this next layer, it's actually just going to be the same exact thing that we just did, but I just wanted to add another color. So I started by making a slip knot, and then you can insert your hook into any one of the chain one spaces. I just decided to start in the corner this time. So we're actually just doing the same exact pattern by doing 3 double crochets into the corner, then chain 2, and then 3 more double crochets. And then along the sides, it's the same way by just doing 3 double crochets into each one of the chain 1 spaces. And yeah, so I just continued that same thing around the whole square. So once you finish, you're just going to connect it together again by slip stitching it into the very top of the first one you did. And then I just chained one and cut it off. And that's pretty much it. That's how you make a granny square. So if you want to learn how to actually connect them together to make a full afghan, I will be posting a part 2 on how to do that in my next video. So I hope you enjoyed learning this whole process, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!